Hackers with links to the Chinese government have gained access to several US broadband providers using the backdoor maintained for the purpose of court-authorised wiretapping. The breach lasted for months, compromising systems that support foreign intelligence surveillance. This story was an exclusive from the Wall Street Journal's Robert McMillan, who says the details are still emerging.
Well, this is an investigation that is ongoing right now, and we're kind of in a situation where people are finding out day by day how bad this really is. But what we do know is that this was widespread. This hacking attack got to the very core of these broadband providers, but basically to the routers that are used by millions of Americans to do everything from send email messages to communicate via the telephone. And so these are very core to the operation of the internet in the United States, and they're also very connected to these surveillance systems. And the thing that really has people freaked out here is that the operation appears to have targeted these systems, which are basically used for legitimate law enforcement requests, but also for national security requests here in the United States. So what we're wondering is, have these spy systems been used against us by the Chinese?
Yeah, so, I mean, what were they after and what have they potentially accessed here?
Well, this group, the group behind this is called Typhoon, and they're actually somewhat known. They've been engaging in cyber campaigns for a couple of years now. And typically what they want to do is data collection, right? There are other campaigns that might be more focused on pre-positioning for a cyber attack or something like that. But this group wants to collect data. And so by being in the routers, they can get a lot of data. So what we think is happening right now is, they're basically in a position where they could be downloading a very large amount of data. And then also this question of the law enforcement systems as well.
China's foreign ministry responded to this story saying it was not aware of the attack described in this report, but said the United States has concocted a false narrative to frame China in the past. What do we know of any links to the Chinese government?
Well, as I said, this is something that's under investigation. So basically we have, we're not, as reporters, we're not seeing the actual evidence here. We're basically, we understand that there are firms that specialize in incident response. So this would be firms such as Microsoft, who are going into the telco providers, and they're picking up the digital breadcrumbs, right? And these firms have such a wide view of what's going on the internet that they actually have made a practice of identifying the infrastructure used by these cyber groups. So basically, we are hearing that there are a bunch of technical indicators that have been linked to this previously known Typhoon group. So that's basically how they're connecting it to China. Now, I should note that China routinely denies involvement in these types of activities, and no one here in the United States seems to believe that.
This is an exclusive story. Was it difficult to get? I mean, were US agencies wanting to be transparent about this?
Oh boy, hard. It was hard. It was hard because, this is one of those stories where a lot of people who are affected by it, I don't believe actually understood that they were as we were doing the reporting. So it's kind of like a domino effect. You find one digital clue and it shows you that there's a problem on this network, and then another clue appears and it leads you to another network. And so as this is an investigation that's ongoing right now, we were very early in our reporting and finding this. And so I think there were some entities who maybe even now don't realize that they've been hit and are just discovering it now. It's sort of blowing up at the moment, and I think more and more people are kind of getting read into what's happening. But yeah, it was tough.